Welcome, everybody. I am Robin, the co-host of the Morgellons Call of the Week. It is Sunday, December 18th, 1 week till Christmas, 1 day till Hanukkah. So, big holiday season, and I hope everyone's doing well. We had a big storm miss us this week. We were supposed to get 26 inches, and we got 3. So, that was a relief, actually. Anyway, I am so thrilled to be here with you guys. The Morgellons Call of the Week is based on Richard Kuhn's and his protocols and diet and his book, How to Get Your Life Back from Morgellons and Other Skin Parasites. It's a comprehensive guide. I think of it as an encyclopedia of what to do. And just like an encyclopedia, you use it as a reference, you underline things, you put Post-its on different chapters or different pages. And Richard keeps updating it because he never stops learning, he never stops researching. And then he has us as his research team, which send him information about new products and new techniques as they arise. And I believe he is a world-leading expert on Morgellons. You know, I had a couple of conversations this week with people who are determined to live in confusion, I guess I would say. And they're on a search for what is Morgellons. I mean, I personally think I know what Morgellons is. I'm not going to get into it right now. But it doesn't matter. What matters is the cure. It doesn't matter if it's Morgellons, mites, springtails. The cure is the same, and you'll find it through Richard Kuhn's and his book. And here is the fellowship and support that helps you get through it. So at this time, I'm so glad to welcome Richard Kuhn's, the author of How to Get Your Life Back from Morgellons and Other Skin Parasites.
Thank you, Robin. I was so much enjoying just listening to your voice. I just closed my eyes and figured, hey, you could do the whole thing. That sounds great. So why don't we start with the topic, and the topic of the day is preparing for the holidays. So I'm going to turn it right back to you. What are you doing to prepare to be responsible and to get ready for the holidays?
Well, the first thing is if you have gone off track on the diet, get back on it. Get back on it right away, because when you get on the diet and it works, you are no longer a spreading, breeding machine for Morgellons and other skin parasites. And the last thing you want to do is be like Pigpen. You know, remember in Peanuts, Pigpen walk around with a black cloud around him, scattering darkness wherever he went. We don't want to scatter Morgellons or mites or springtails wherever we go. We don't want to be a pig pen of parasites. So,
are you saying we're contagious?
I am saying we are contagious. And it can be really subtle. You could be sitting in a room with people and all of a sudden everyone has itchy eyes.
That's a good idea.
Right? And everyone's like, well, what's going on? And you're the only one who knows, and you are horrified.
Wow. So, well, there are people who disagree with you and say that it is not contagious. In fact, the Charles Holman Association, their basic claim is there's nothing contagious about Morgellons.
Right, but they have no real experience with Morgellons. It's all imaginary head knowledge.
Well, I don't know. They've been doing this since 2002 or so. I mean, gosh, they should know something, shouldn't they?
I don't know.
Well,
all I know is my experience and what I've learned, and I have infested people at different times and helped them get well fast as soon as I realized it. So, you know, I go by the reality of my experience. It doesn't matter what they say.
If you were basically kind of like brand new to the program and just starting the diet and getting things going, and you had a granddaughter, would you have her come over for the holidays?
Never. I would meet them at a neutral place. I would do everything I could to clean my body, clean my clothes, clean my car, clean my shoes, make sure I feel fairly comfortable, and then I would, meet them at a neutral environment.
That's a good idea. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a restaurant, it could be a hotel, but I would not invite them in. I mean, if I felt really comfortable, I might go to their house for a few hours. I wouldn't sleep over, and I wouldn't stay a very long time. But
yeah, but I'm saying if you were newly into if you're new and just getting on the diet.
You called me for coaching. This is what I'd tell you to do.
Right. Okay.
If you're new in the program, you're clueless, like a newborn baby.
Yes. So.
Right. So anyone who's new in the program, you really do need to take precautions. And if you call me, I'll tell you this is what I would do.
So you have really two factors going on here. Number one is your environment, your home, your beautiful apartment is contaminated with these organisms. Right. And you have been a walking, talking, breeding machine, dropping them all over where you live.
Right.
And they are on your body and in your body, in your skin. And they are systemic. They go even deeper. They are a part of you. And to invite a family member into your home is risky as hell. Not everyone is susceptible to them.
Right.
I don't know if 1 out of 10 is susceptible or 1 out of 250 is susceptible. We just have trouble getting the supposedly know-it-alls in the ivory tower to recognize that it is contagious or infectious. I don't care what word you want to use. We had a fellow on some time ago, and he was splitting words. Infectious versus contagious. Hey, if you're around somebody and you pick it up, you're infected and it's contagious. It's as simple as that. So bringing them into your home is double jeopardy because they're in your couch, they're on the floor, they're around the bathroom, and if you're dealing with springtails, there are a couple of updates published within the last month or so about how accurate these things are. They like fly without wings, and they can leap up about maybe 12, 18 inches and attach on to anything that they want to, that they sense in their environment. And that's it, sense, how they sense it. The best guess that we have is they're pheromone driven. And they sense the pheromones of certain people, and that's why some of us are susceptible and others are totally impervious to being affected by them. So before you bring anyone into your home, you want to have it disinfected, cleaned out, be on this diet. Now this program is based on the King diet that I discovered over 25, 30 years ago. And if I could just get everybody to just bite the bullet and do the diet and make it work, we'd have so much success. So much more success. I'm not saying that everybody is going to be successful, but in my opinion, the greatest chance you have of being successful is doing the diet. If you want to do other stuff and antibiotics and all that other stuff, well, that's fine. But the diet is going to make anything that you do more effective. Now, I need to go over the FDA disclosures to be in compliance with federal regulations. And the FDA requires me to inform you that before you start this diet, that you discuss it with your doctor. I mean, technically, even before you start the keto diet or any diet, you're supposed to discuss it with your doctor. That's how it's supposed to be. If somebody says, "Hey, go do the keto diet," if a counselor that you're seeing says, "Well, you should be on the keto diet," Well, technically, you're supposed to discuss that doctor with your diet, that diet with your doctor before you start the diet. Before you accept any of our recommendations, you're to discuss them with your doctor to make sure they do not interfere with any health problems you're presently experiencing. The AMA also requires us to let you know that, none of us are trained medical doctors. We're not licensed. We haven't gone through that. So we do not diagnose. We're not capable of diagnosing. We do not treat, cure, or mitigate. Early in the statements of Robin's introduction, she talked about cure. Let's take that word out. So what we do here is we educate you. We can educate you how to use the King Diet to your benefit and build your health. We can educate you how to clean your environment. We can educate you how to clean your skin and how to build health and immune functioning with the targeted supplements that we have. So that, by law, is what we are allowed to do, and we stay within those confines. All right, so it's a good idea, like Robin said, if you're pretty new in the program and you haven't gotten your home decontaminated and you're just starting the diet and the protocols, you may want to hedge on. I mean, the one thing that COVID did for us is that it made us all reclusive. I mean, everybody understood because we just didn't get together. We just didn't have social gatherings. So it was real easy for all of us to shun the social gatherings and stay home. But now we have more flexibility, and mask wearing is optional in many places, and so forth. So it really is, if you're new in the program, our advice is beg out of it. Beg out of it. If you have started a diet and you're making the diet work, then that's great. You're no longer a walking, talking, breathing machine. And if you're cleaning your body, that is great. So then the only time that you might be contagious, in my opinion, is if you notice that you have itching going on and biting sensations. So if you're in a situation where you notice activity of the itchiness and the biting, well, then you want to move away and get your being away from there as quickly as possible. Beg out, I'm not feeling well, I got a headache, whatever it is that you want, and to leave, because you are at that point from there on risking things. So now, Mary, what are your how do you prepare for the holidays? What do you do? What are your guidelines?
Well, I'm severely immunodeficient, so I was living like this before before COVID. So, before I go out or go anywhere, I check with people to see if they're sick. And one of my family members this year just came down with COVID, and she's super sick. So I'm not going to be around too many people this holiday season. But I always make sure, just like Robin said, to clean my body, make sure my clothes are clean, make sure everything is as clean and decontaminated as I can get it before I'm around someone else.
Great. And how do you do that? You read chapter 3 forwards and backwards. You memorize it. You put Post-its in it. It is complete in everything you need to do, and how to do your laundry, your clothing, how to do your furniture, your home, your environment, and how to clean your body. So you want to become a master of the information in chapter 3 and know it forwards and backwards to be responsible to those you love and everybody on the planet. So, okay. We had some people that wanted to share in this portion of the program. Do you have their numbers? Yes?
I wanted to talk about food for a second. Before.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
So if if you're getting together for a big dinner with your family, request that they only use rice bran oil that you can get on Amazon or online, or butter. You can, if you're in stage 2, you can have red potatoes. Otherwise, I recommend basmati rice. And if they're going to cook like a turkey or beef, you want something that has no additives, no sugar, nothing added to it. It has to be all natural. And again, the sides, no nuts. You could have shrimp, but you'd have to make your own cocktail sauce. You could bring your own spelt crackers or Rivita for our hors d'oeuvres. You could, if you're in stage 2, you can make your own Rice Krispie treats for dessert, because they only have 3 ingredients. And so you just want to be careful what you eat, because if you're doing well, you don't want to just blow it all on one meal.
That's very good. So you want to plan about the ingredients, talk to whoever's doing the cooking, and see and take things. Take some things for you. Take some things and share with others. Take some dishes that you know are safe for you, and have enough to share with others as well. That's always a good idea. But the idea is to plan. Now, if you have been and made the diet work for maybe a week or 2 and have like 0 to minimal itching and crawling, well, you can cheat some. You can, and you may be amazed to find that, hey, I can eat whatever I want and I have no reactions. Well, don't get too happy, because a few days later you're going to pay the piper. But for the time that you're there, it's fine. All right, so we have 2 guidelines here. One, if you're brand new to the program and you're just starting the diet, there's no cheating. Absolutely none, because you're going to notice it within 15 minutes if you cheat or have something that is not on the diet. It's that fast. And that means you want to get out of there. You got a headache, you got an upset stomach, whatever. You got an excuse, you got to get out of there. But if you've made the diet work and it's been working for, say, 7 to 10 days, wow, you can cheat and you can be almost normal for that period of time. But again, do not get overly cocky about this, because it will bite you later and you'll be back to stage 1 again. And so it takes a while. Several days to get to stage 2, and then many people are on stage 2 for quite some period of time, 3 months, 6 months, or longer, before they start getting into eating normally in some regards, and experimenting with other foods like real bread or anything like that. Do we have anybody on the call that wanted to share how they're preparing for the holidays?
You know, the holidays are challenging, but I'm finding that, you know, having the diet working is really, like, that's helping. Like, okay, so I go into the Dollar Tree, and it's covered in glitter and, you know, fuzz and everything, and little bugs that are flying around. And now that I have the diet working, they're not, you know, irritating me as much. But I'm finding that the environmental factor of, like, doing the shopping and stuff is my biggest problem right now, if that makes sense.
So
I
you're
don't
finding...
really have a question.
Yes.
I guess my question is just, like, how do we fight off these, like, you know, when we go into these stores that are covered in bugs? How do we...
Well, there are 2 things that you can do. One is utilize the Nature's Gift herbal parasite stop formula, which decreases the uptake of dopamine in your brain and makes us a little bit more normal. The second is to use our pheromones that we have in the store to apply them. And I think they last for like 24 hours or so.
Yeah, I remember we had a call about that. I was thinking that probably would be really helpful. I know that like they're definitely affecting me a lot less. I'm able to just like use the body wipe and just get it off.
Right.
Which is great because before it was just a nightmare. But still, it's like the environment. There's no way to even. I would have to stay home and not go anywhere in order to avoid these things right now in Massachusetts.
Also, you can, you have a little spray bottle in your car with either a spray of Nature's Gift or the enzyme cleaner. Spray your whole self before and after. And the other thing that actually works is, what is it? It's got 20% DEET. It's an outdoor pesticide, but you spray it on your clothes. It lasts through like 7 to 10 washings. So you spray your clothes and the outside of your shoes, and it actually helps a lot, especially if you're dealing with springtails or mites. It's springtails everywhere. So you don't have to spray it on your body, but spray your clothes with it. Let it dry, and then it makes a big difference.
Now, do you think I could spray? So the other problem that I have is the girl that lives on the second floor. Her dogs definitely have this, and I feel like that's probably where it came from. And we share the washing machine, so she doesn't do laundry she does it maybe once a week. So I have to deeply sanitize it, do the whole protocol every time. Because I don't really think it'd be any better to go to a laundry mat, So I'm dealing with that. But do you think I could spray her stuff that she leaves down there and just without her knowing?
What would you spray? What would you spray with her stuff?
And it's like using like the Four Thieves, and you make a spray with essential oils. If she's not sensitive to smells, then you could tell her that you're spraying this stuff. It's to help keep your environment clean, and in the time of COVID, people don't freak out about that.
Yeah, no, she knows. I've been open about Morgellons. She knows I have it. I think that she probably knows that she has it too, but she's just not.
Well, then just tell her that you should be spraying. I
noticed she started using borax in her laundry.
Is she a housemaid or tenant of yours?
So her dad is my landlord, so it's kind of a little complicated. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't want to take up too much of the call on this, but so do you think that she would notice if I sprayed it without telling her, or is
I
it
think
like
you
something
should tell her you're spraying.
Well, she would not notice the enzymes. The enzymes are odorless, basically. But if you're using any of the essential oils, obviously they smell good. I don't know why, unless she's sensitive to peppermint or something like that. I don't know why she would object.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think she'd have a problem with it. I just don't want to freak her out. So.
Right.
You know how this is. It's one of those things where you also don't want to be the weirdo that's on the top floor making everybody's life a little bit uneasy.
Well, most people are not even susceptible to them, but apparently this one person is, and she's a carrier and isn't affected as dramatically as you were perhaps, but is nevertheless infected and has learned to cope and live with them.
Her dog.
Her dog.
She's got 2 dogs, and I don't think that she's affected by it, but I know that the dogs are carriers. It's all in the hair, like they don't have the color hair that's coming out of the washing machine, So it's
is there any way you can get your own washing machine and not have to deal with that?
I was thinking that I would have to check with her dad. I was definitely considering that after the holidays, purchasing that.
Yeah, they have those little portable. They have the portable units on rollers. You stack one on top of the other, and they don't take up a lot of space. That you could put in your apartment, and you can roll away when you're not using it, and roll it out when you're using it.
Yeah, my friend has a really nice one she just got. I'm like, it was only $500. I'm like, if I could just put that in my house and not have to deal with this, I just have to check the landlord.
Yeah.
So that's the next step. But yeah, I'm definitely using the protocols. Getting the laundry under wraps has been so game changing for me. As first step, getting the diet and then the laundry, and everything in the laundry room and stuff has been really big. So thanks for all your help again.
Sure thing. Keep coming back. We're here to support you, and glad that you're making it work. Anyone else want, Chris, anybody else in this segment who wanted to share about preparing for the holidays?
Well, Thanksgiving was taken care of because I wasn't going to do that. Somebody in my family got very sick with the AB flu. And so we didn't have Thanksgiving, and I'm very concerned about Christmas. So I think I don't know what the heck to do, but I'm paying attention to everything you guys are saying, and I would be at the house for maybe 2 hours, so I might be okay. Just put some netting around me or something. Anyway, I just wanted to say that the diet is the greatest thing on earth. Thank you, Richard, for that. And if people don't take advantage and use their creative abilities with this diet, they're really not giving themselves full credit, because you can make this diet work, and you can cheat, and if the cheating has an effect, you just go right back to where you were, And so I actually had some blueberries yesterday. That was one of the great highlights of my life this week. And I just wanted to say, I'm going to make it work, okay?
That's fantastic. Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Actually, blueberries are one of the fruits that you may be able to have if you're only dealing with Morgellons and not dealing too much with the columbella or springtails. So that's one of the idiosyncrasies in the diet. Thank you, Joy.